Blog Talk Radio.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party. Grown and sexy, join the party. Put summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed.
Welcome to the Friday Night Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD, here with, Ketel's not here tonight. Redwine's not here tonight.
Really?
No, Ketel's not here tonight, but we do have Redwine here tonight.
And bonsoir to you, too.
Anyway, Ketel's away on business, and we have to do a double dose instead of a triple dose, so Redwine and I, Poppa DD, is going to hold it down tonight. And we have various things we're going to talk about, things that are going on out there that are like, oh man, it's just so much news today. So many things going on. The world is completely crazy. You want to do the rundown? You want me to do it? Or what do you
No, you go right ahead.
Ambitious? Oh,
ambitious?
All right, first of all, our hot topics tonight is
go right ahead.
Trump's hotel in Panama. Okay, it says they have ties to money laundering. I mean, what else new? You know, but this is a man that doesn't even care. So what is the difference does it make? Law and order in the Virginia sheriff office. Winners and losers in the tax bill that was passed by the House. On our Hit It and Quit It segment, we have the Georgia Network event wants to help white people come meet a black person. Okay, a woman with a crude truck decal is arrested for fraud. Inmates using masturbation as a weapon. Female guards have had enough. Interesting. What's the difference between Trump and Franken? Reverend Jesse Jackson is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Remembering Denise McNair on her birthday. We'll elaborate on that further. On my segment, What's Poppin', I'm going to talk about Papa John and the NFL and all that crap going on there. Weird news, we got a cocky Navy pilot makes a sky penis over to Washington State. Man accused of snapping chickens' necks at a Target store. And McDonald's drive-through window break-in. I'm just saying, Redwine, her topic is going to be if you want a trophy, play a team sport. And let's see, living for the city. I'm going to talk about stop directing traffic. We got the Hollywood wrap-up, our cocktail of the week, the kiss it list, and the last word. And
so sit back and relax, and we're going to take a quick break. And then we're coming back with the hot topic.
This is Beyonce.
No!
It's Friday night, so run and tell somebody that the Pajama Party is on right now, right here on WPJP Blog Talk Radio. Oh yeah, this is how we do it. Call 914-803-4306 and press 1 to get in on the conversation. Or you can join us online at www.apajamaparty.com and click the Listen Live banner. So if you want to give a shout out, wish a happy birthday, hear yourself on the radio, or get your 15 seconds of fame, you need to call us right now on 914-803-4306 and press 1. How often do you get a chance like this? Hey, we're only on till 10 p.m. Eastern, so get on the phone and call us right now. We're waiting to make you famous, even if it is just for tonight. Don't be shy. Call 914-803-4306 and press 1. I'm going to stop by the bar, but I'll meet you back at the show.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm wonderful Poppa DD. I'm here with Redwine tonight. Ketel is not here tonight.
Ketel.
Yeah. And we'll try to make it work with the two of us. How about that?
Okay. Well, I'm going to launch into my first hot topic tonight. Let's talk about this Trump hotel in Panama. I saw this story on, I think it was CBS News or NBC News. They were talking about this. So Donald Trump gave his daughter Ivanka his first international hotel project, which was in Panama, as her so-called baby. But she ended up launching the venture with an accused Brazilian fraudster who has connections to drug money launderers and Russian criminals, all in one. Now, Ivanka has helped this guy, who's a former car salesman from Brazil, become a top broker for the Trump Ocean Club International Hotel and Tower. And if you go on their website, unless they took it down, you can see her doing the commercials, welcoming people and telling them to come on down and check this out and blah, blah, blah. The businessman's name is Alexandre Ventura Nogueira, who ended up getting arrested and charged with fraud and forgery. Now, this guy came to Spain in the mid-2000s and eventually moved on up in the ranks and ended up being one of the developers, or working with the developer named Roger Cafif for the Ocean Club there in Panama. Now, Cafif first proposed the venture to Donald Trump when he was back in New York, and he brought in this guy, Nogueira, back in 2006. And again, Nogueira is the former car salesman who supposedly impressed the Trump family when he promised a quick turnaround on these apartment sales. Now, this guy's been all down to Mar-a-Lago. There's pictures of him with Trump and all of that, but yet Trump is saying he doesn't really know the guy, didn't really associate with him and all of that, but they got pictures of the two of them. So, as usual, folks forget what they want and lie about the rest. So it goes on to say the Trump organization is not the owner or the developer or the seller of the Trump Ocean Club Panama project. And because of their limited role, they weren't responsible for the financing and didn't have any involvement in the sales of the units. So basically, I guess they're saying he just, leased the name, slapped a name on the building, and you got people running drug money, laundering money, doing all kind of stuff, but your name is still up there on the building, 45. So the businessman, Nogueira, has been sentenced for conspiracy to launder drug money. And someone named David Murcia Guzman gave him $1 million to buy apartments at the Ocean Club with money he was trying to wash away. And the guy knew it. Nogueira knew it. So he figured, buy a couple of apartments up here in this Trump building, and, we'll make that money just disappear. But he ended up getting busted. So, Nogueira fled Panama after being placed on a $1.4 million bail for fraud charges around 2009. So he was speaking anonymously to the reporter to give the story about what was the real deal on this. So once again, Trump and his people, his family, their hands are dirty, but they won't admit it. They're claiming they didn't know, they forgot, it wasn't what it looked like, the usual stuff. That's all I have on that. What do you think?
Well, when I saw the advertisement on this, and I saw his daughter and all her beautiful garb and all her makeup and everything, advertising this just as clear as the day is long. But the one thing that the Trumps do is, like every good dope dealer does, is they develop an exit plan. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Which is something that Michael Vick didn't do with the dogs. He let the cops come in there, shanghaied his joint. At the time, Michael Vick had just signed a $100 million contract with the Atlanta Falcons. They had plenty of money. But his boys didn't have an exit plan. So when the cops came in there and they raided the joint, the one guy sung like a canary. I think it was his cousin. or whatever. Just sound like a canary. Oh, Michael Vick's paying for all this. He's paying for all. Who's paying for it? Michael Vick's paying for all this. Before Michael Vick can get off an airplane to sell things.
They were already coming for him.
You know, who goes to jail for dogs? Really? People ain't going to jail for killing people, let alone killing dogs, you know, so. But it's an exit plan. So as you see, when it went down, they knew exactly what to do, what to say, what would come up, when it would come up. And it was, you know, so when you build something elaborate and expensive, you're not going to get common people walking through the door. Just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Big old building in Panama, rooms at $750 a night. Who do you think you're going to get there? You're going to get people that got dope money laying around and they just chilling.
Exactly.
And they take $100 bills in there and they just buy, do, massage, drinks, dinner, and you give them change. And money's just transferred and played with. I don't know how it's done. I'm not even on that level. But when they say people went into the hotel to launder your money, apparently they're either in there spending it, transferring it, whatever. At the end of the day, it's going to the banks when the armored car comes and picks up money, and it's being washed and recycled and spent and then put in a dryer on, you know, whatever setting. But that's all. I guess it's all speculation. But
now they got proof. It's not speculation.
Yeah, but they can't do nothing about it because the Trump family has already put their exit plan in place. The fact that, you know,
well, they're all coated in Teflon. So it seems pretty much no matter what, from grabbing women in the crotch to doing this kind of stuff, it doesn't seem to matter.
Sometimes
it all slides off.
When you think you're that Teflon, the thing that really gets you is something you least expect.
Mm-hmm.
You know? When one of your own children rat on you or something goes down very, very internal, you know?
Well, remember how the big gangster back in the day, they got him on tax evasion.
Yeah, exactly.
What's his name, Capone?
Capone.
They couldn't get him on all of the racketeering charges and all of the stuff he was doing. They could not make any of those charges stick, but they got him on tax evasion, and that's what got him put in jail. So you're right, little things. But all right, we'll keep it moving. What else is happening?
This is about law and disorder in the Virginia Sheriff's Office. Now, this is going to, this story plays right into one of my themes tonight when it comes to bullies and things of that nature. There's such a host of deputy sheriffs that are just falling off the team when it comes to threats and bulliness and aggressiveness. And this is happening in Culpeper County, Virginia. Now, when you go to Culpeper, that town is like a postcard. Okay, pretty as a picture. Everything is just so manicured and clean, and the train rolls through the town, and everybody just rejoices and singing melancholy songs. They're all eating, what's that stuff called, ranch dressing. You know, and it's an amazing place. It looks lovely. But undercover, there's a sheriff's department that is so vicious that the people don't know what to do. You know, the big bad wolf sheriff is just such a badass that he's getting rid of people like crazy. He's seeing people and you think they're too soft, you know. I think the biggest thing that people that are bullies, what they do is they look and they see the people around them and they see who they can challenge. And if they can challenge everybody in the room, they'll just take over the whole room. You know, and I've seen it in action. So, and when the different I-team investigators have been trying to get comments from him, he's not commenting on anything. He's not saying anything. He's not showing up at the meetings of the council, his own meetings, his own situations that he put together himself. He's not showing up for that because he's running from the media. Now, how are you being a sheriff running from the media when, I mean, it's just a mess. And this is pro-suburban, you know. Doesn't get no more suburban.
So what is he doing now? What made all of the people leave?
He's just arrogant. Yells at people, does all kinds of gestures, bang on the desk. He just belittles people to the max, you know. undervalue and marginalize his people
Well,
over and over again.
Get his name. We're going to have to put him on the kiss it list.
Yeah, we got his name here.
All right. Well, that's a shame. Nobody should have to work under those kind of conditions.
Yeah. We'll name him on the kiss it list, but we won't name him now because this is all speculation. The man's not charged with anything, so who are we to put him on trial? Okay? So it's just speculation thing.
I say flying, but okay. We won't
Later
fly.
in the show, we'll put him on the kiss it list as we do. But right now, it's just speculation of a story and a story of behavior based on people and witnesses and things like that. But
it's no speculation on the number of people who have left the department.
Oh, yeah, and people have testified to that effect, but he doesn't have to agree with it, He can say they just left because they wanted to leave. So.
Sounds like the truth to me.
Well, we all know what it is, really, but but we'll go easy on that.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the tax bill. We got winners and losers in the tax bill that passed the House. So it still has to get through, what, it has to go through the Senate after this?
Yes.
Okay, so this one passed. I don't know exactly what the vote was, but it was enough votes to pass it. And now what they're saying is that this is going to cut down the amount of taxes that the government collects by $1.5 trillion over the next 10 years. So you're not going to see all of this immediately, but they're saying over the next 10 years. But, of course, there are some that benefit, and then there are those who will not. For example, people that make an annual salary of between $50,000 to $75,000 in 2023, so we're going forward now, in 2023, that group of people is going to get a 36% tax break of $500 or more, and then another 19% would get a break of $100 to $500, but 19% are going to end up paying about the same that they do now, and 11% are going to pay $100 to $500 more. And then you got about 15% that are going to pay an extra $500 more. So I don't know exactly how they think this is going to help the so-called middle class, whatever that still means. But, that's the gist of it. So in the winners column, people who inherit stuff, heirs and heiresses, the bill is raised from $5.5 million to $10 million that's exempt in the estate tax, and that's next year. So that's for people who, not just people who inherit grandma's house, but we're talking estates. $5.5 million to $10 million would be exempt from tax, from the estate tax. So, of course, that's going to be a loss of revenue for the government. Then the corporations, the top tax rate of the corporation would drop from 35% down to 20%, starting on January 1st. So there's some rules about equipment and what you can write off and amortize, etc. The retirement savers, they're going to be able to, they were considering cutting tax benefits for 401k, but then they decided not to go there. Let's see, retailers. They're saying that the retailers are something about a border adjustment tax on imported goods, but the retailers funded an effective campaign against it, so they kept that out of the bill. So as usual, squeaky wheel gets the oil. Shareholders. This is supposed to help tax relief for shareholders when it comes to buying equipment and expanding companies. And let's see, bonuses that would be paid out in dividends, etc. Wall Street apparently is expecting this windfall, and the stock prices dropped after this news broke that the Senate was going to postpone the corporate cut. And then, of course, your low and moderate income taxpayers and children with no deductions, they avoid losses basically from $12,700 this year to $24,400 next year. So we're going to see how this all plays out. In the losing column, you have the sick. This bill is going to eliminate the big deduction for medical and dental expenses, where you used to be able to claim 7.5% of your income if it was paid for medical and dental. They're trying to get rid of that. disaster and fire victims. They're cutting the 10% that you used to be able to claim for things like that. Vacation communities like timeshares and stuff, they're cutting the mortgage interest on that. People who live in high tax regions like your wealthy states like New Jersey, New York, and California, they're going to lose out. College students. Now, I can't believe they went to mess with this column, this category. But the student loan interest would no longer be deductible. Are you serious? As much money as people who have college loans and parent loans have to pay, now you're going to take away the ability to deduct the interest on these loans? That's a travesty, in my opinion. And then, of course, for future generations, the $1.5 trillion is going to cause some kind of economic growth down the line. But I think what's going to happen is they're not going to focus on future until it happens. Everybody's so concerned about the here and now. So all I can say is if you're not sure about what they're doing, you need to read up on it. And if you don't like it, contact your congressperson and keep contacting them, email them, call them, show up if you can get there, and let your voice be heard. Because once they put this stuff in motion and it becomes a final law, I don't think there's going to be any turning back. Because this will be like the first major adjustment to the tax code and taxes and whatnot for at least, 30 years or so, that the tax code has not been touched. And now they just want to touch it all over the place and mess it up. I'm not looking forward to this. What you think?
I tell you, I don't think, because when you sit back and you read stuff, and 95% of the stuff you're reading has nothing to do with my money. Nothing to do with anything I'm going to get involved with unless I hit the lottery or something. Mm-hmm. Nothing I'm going to touch with a 10-foot pole. So why should I give a crap about any of this stuff that's not talking my language or my income or tossed to my W-2 form? You know, this stuff is just like inheritance and estates and all this major stuff. You own a corporation and blah, blah, blah. Stuff that I'm not even breathing. Like, and when I say I'm speaking for the little people. It's like, what the hell? Why are you presenting something to the broke ass world out there that has nothing to do with them? And
but like taking away the medical benefits.
Well, it's not even about the particulars. It's about the language of it is not written in plain English. Anybody who's filthy, dirty, stinky rich can understand it clearly, because all their tax lawyers and tax preparers and income tax specialists are saying, oh, wow, well, we can do this and this, and you get this back. And they're like, wow, really? Damn, really? They doing that? But the little person ain't got a clue. Mm-hmm. They don't have a clue. It's almost like what a person walking the streets at 7 feet tall sees and what you see at 4'11".
Okay.
It's like I don't see anything in here that talks to common people. And
well, somehow I think they're out to get me.
Well, they're not out to do it. They're out to They're out to get you, step on you, act like you're non-existent. So.
All right. Well, if you want to join the conversation, give us a call, 914-803-4306, and press 1. And we're going to take a quick commercial break and come right back with the Hit It and Quit It headlines. You're listening to A Pajama Party Show on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, this is Redwine, just doing a few promos for the Pajama Party Adult Online Radio Talk Show. You know how we do it. PJs only, no clothes allowed. And I was just trying to get this done.
Hey, Redwine, are you talking about the Pajama Party, where we talk about hot topics, movie reviews, living for the city, and what's poppin' with me, Poppa DD?
I know you guys aren't doing this spot without me. Tell me what you yellow sign. Did you tell everybody that they can reach us at apajamaparty.com or call us live, 914-803-4306. Check us out on Twitter, and don't forget to tip the list. Okay, now is the time for me to sing.
We don't have time for all that. Oh, she could sing. Let's get back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. Wonderful Poppa DD. Ketel's not here tonight. We have Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling.
Representing the whole side of the anti-Poppa DD movement.
Represent.
Anyway, in our first Hit It and Quit It segment, we have Georgia networking event wants to help white people come meet a black person.
Ooh, I'm glad you got that story.
Now.
And what are they talking about?
Well, judging by the title of the story, Georgia networking event wants to help white people come meet a black person. Meet a black person. It almost sounds like come meet a person that is an alien that landed in Rock Creek Park in a spaceship, and white people come meet him or her because it's a species from out of this world, and you have to see them for a minute. You don't have to focus on them, but you have to see them for a minute. And this is what it sounds like to me. I mean, it has no validity when it comes to anything that has to do with anything decent. Okay, a network event in Georgia offers an interesting twist, a chance to meet a black person. Oh,
wow.
It may sound like a Saturday Night Live skit, but the Come Meet a Black Person event, set for Thursday in Lawrenceville, near Atlanta, is a real attempt to bridge the racial divide. Really? With a title like that, how do you
wow.
propose?
Come meet a Negro.
Yeah, it's the brainchild of Carly Moses, the founder of Urban Media Makers, a group of independent black filmmakers and content creators.
This was a black woman that did this?
Yeah. Who's obviously got some white stuff running up in her. But anyway, Moses dreamed up a network event as a response of sorts to a 2013 study from the Public Reasons Research Institution that shows about 75% of white people in America don't have any non-white friends. That's I don't believe that.
What percentage?
75.
Wow. That's high.
not true. White people intermingle with Indians and everybody but black. Don't have a lot of black friends, but they sure intermingle with any other species that are hanging around and walking around out there. But anyway, it says, likewise, about 65% of black people don't have any white friends. Now, that's crap. All right, and the average social circle for a black American is about 83%. Anyway.
I think you had. Oh, go ahead.
In the black community, we know of white people who don't have a lot of black friends, Moses told CNN. Wait a minute, the black community, Moses, where do you live? This woman probably don't even live.
Somewhere near Atlanta.
Yeah, but she probably don't. If we go to her house, I'm sure she lives. People always talk about what's happening in the hood, and she's living in the damn suburbs, okay?
Could be. I was just going to say that when people say they don't have any black friends or white friends, my first thought is, how do you define friendship? Because a lot of us, I think, know people outside of our culture or our ethnicity, but when you say friend, how do you really define who you call friend? I mean, if you're talking about that friend that you can call at midnight when your car is broken down and you need a ride, they may not make the list. But you're friends at work. You're friendly. So if that's what, that's what I'm saying. What you have to really be clear on, what do you mean by friends? You don't have any white friends? I mean, there are people that, like I said, that are not black that I am friendly with, that I would be concerned about if something happened to them. So is that what you consider friends? I mean, I don't know. I'm questioning this whole thing that she dreamed up.
Well, we're going to definitely, is she on the kisser list? Because she's going on the kisser list.
What's her name? What's her name? Moses?
Yeah, Carly Moses.
Carly?
Yeah.
Okay, I got her.
Because she's completely brain dead here.
Need a black.
I wonder how old she is, because she's obviously a millennial.
I don't know, but if anybody knows, give us a call. If you know Carly, or if you saw pictures of her. I didn't see a picture of her. I don't know what she looks like. So give us a call. Let us know. But I've got her on the kiss it list.
Yeah, Carly Moses.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on that?
No, that's enough about her. We ain't going to focus on her no more.
Okay.
Because she's tripping right now.
Well, I got one about another lady that people thought she was tripping. This is out of Dallas. The driver of a pickup truck displaying an expletive-filled message to President What's-His-Face in the White House and his supporters in the Houston area got arrested yesterday on an outstanding warrant. Now, the warrant had nothing to do with the sign on her pickup truck. The sign on the back, like in the back window of her pickup truck, it was big white letters, and it said F Trump and FU2 for voting for him. But she had it all spelled out. So Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office records showed that Karen Fonseca was arrested at 2 o'clock Thursday on a fraud warrant that was issued back in August. And she was in the county jail Thursday night. Bond was set at $1,500. Her husband paid it, got her out. Now, she said, I'm almost certain that this had to do with the truck decal, not the outstanding warrant for the fraud thing. She said people abuse the badge. In her opinion, money talks. When you're in politics, people know how to work the system. And a sheriff's spokesman did not answer messages when reporters tried to get some information about it. But the Fort Bend County Sheriff, Troy Niels, threatened Fonseca with a disorderly conduct charge over the sign on her truck. Now, how is that disorderly conduct? And anyway, I'll finish the story. The district attorney, John Healy, said that he didn't think that it would be a prosecutable case. And Fonseca said she would not remove the decal. She said that she has been stopped by law officers before, but they have no grounds to give her a citation. And she said that it's not for the purpose to generate hate or animosity. It's just our freedom of speech, and we're exercising it. We being, I guess, she and her husband. So the sheriff's office, Neal, said in a post that the prosecutor told him that the message could warrant a misdemeanor charge of disorderly conduct, but at a news conference he backed away from the idea. And he says he supports freedom of speech, but he's worried that profane messages like this could incite others for, confrontations and whatnot, disturb the peace. But Fonseca says this message has been on my window since Trump became president. So it's been there now for a year. And so they've been tripping for a year every time she or her husband rolls through town with that truck. She said there's no law against freedom of speech, not her, who said this? No law against freedom of speech, nothing in the law book here in Texas. Oh, that's her speaking. She said, I've been stopped numerous times, but they can't write me a ticket. So, that's that. So, it's a big sign. It says F Trump and F you for voting for him. That's how she feels. She said that she has a right to express her views under the freedom of speech. What you think about that one, Papa?
Sounds like that CeeLo Green song.
Yeah, really. F you and F you too. Pretty much. I'm not mad at her. I'm not bold enough to do something like that, but I applaud those that are. If you got it like that, flaunt it. Do your thing. She said they can't give her a ticket unless they pass a law that says you can't put profane signs on your vehicle. As long as there's no law, she cannot be prosecuted.
I think it's a little disrespectful to the children to read that. I was taken aback by the boldness of how big the letters were of the F-U-C-K. And kids riding behind in the car with their parents, especially kids of an age that can read now, and they know what F-U-C-K spells, And what does that mean? Fornication under cardinal knowledge, I think?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Anyway. But kids are reading it, so I think I would probably tone it down just for the sake of that. But other than that, what are you going to do? Some people just...
I mean, but it's her truck.
Yeah, but just because it's your truck, you're not entitled to just go around with vulgar stuff on the back window like that.
Yeah, well, she's not the
true.
only one.
That's not
What about
freedom.
bumper stickers?
Bumper stickers are small. They're little. And you got to get up on it to read it. And you got to put
not all of them.
Well,
I'm just saying, I've seen bumper stickers, T-shirts that have some wild stuff on them. And then people walking around, kids could see that too.
yeah, but
We won't even talk about the stuff that's easily accessible on cable television. And now even on regular television. They don't care anymore.
Well, we can't put the rights of things on everything. Some things have to come with common sense, despite what rights were given.
Exactly. And those are the kind of things you have to tell your small children. We don't use that word. Or you tell them what it means, and you tell them that's not language we use, and I don't want to hear you say it, and you just leave it at that. That's all you can do. With all the stuff that these kids are exposed to, all you can do is try to tell them what's right and wrong for your house and keep it moving.
All right. Well, this next story, why do I have this? I think a female should read that.
Really?
Yeah, that talks about, masturbating in jails and all.
So why should I get this story?
Because you read the dick story,
oh, my God.
penis stories better than I do.
I'm being harassed. Somebody call.
No, that story is just like, I
I'm
think
being
females
harassed.
are feeling bad about that in prison, so I think a female should read that.
Okay,
I think the
this
audience
is a
will get a
difficult
better
story, but inmates are using masturbation as a weapon, and the female guards said they've had enough of it. Now, this is coming out of Cook County, Illinois. That's Chicago,
What
right?
do you mean as a weapon?
Okay, well, let me tell you what's going on.
Okay.
The guards are claiming, well, they had filed a suit. The female guards have filed a lawsuit against the jail and the county and the system or whatever, because what's going on is that the male inmates regularly engage in exhibitionist masturbation in the presence of the female guards, the medical staff, and other jail personnel. Okay,
now let's go back to the other story about rights and freedom and what you're entitled to, that you were saying how the lady can have the F-U-C-K on the back of her back window.
Yeah, but we're talking about freedom of speech versus public nudity.
Well, no, it's not public nudity. These are contained in confinement.
Right.
Okay.
But they're not in their cell.
Right.
They're doing this. Well, let me just finish this story.
All right. Well, we're going to
elaborate
on
the guards claim that the inmates regularly engage in exhibitionist masturbation in the presence of the female guards, medical staff, and other jail personnel, sometimes aiming at them when they ejaculate. The inmates also grope the women's breasts, press their penis against the women, throw feces and urine at them, make lewd comments about their physical appearance. They proposition them for sexual favors. They target them with sexual slurs, threaten them with violence, including rape and murder. All of this is going on inside the jail. And the female officers and female employees that work there are the target of all of this stuff. One guard was allegedly harassed by members of a prison gang formed specifically to intimidate female staff. Now, this woman, Marnie Williamson, is an attorney for the female guards. She said that the gang members earn points based on how badly they behave by the male guards. That's how bad this problem is. Okay? You got the male guards giving them points for how bad they cut up and misbehave. They award them with pizza and all this kind of stuff. They're like, yeah, go ahead, whip it out, whack out, shoot it on them, and all this crazy stuff that they're doing. There's no anywhere that this is correct.
Yeah, well, we can't treat this like a public affair. This is a situation that's going on inside of a controlled area, allegedly.
Yeah, but still.
And wait a minute. Let me make my point here. all these prisoners are entitled to is air, you know.
Mhm. So why should they be entitled to do this in front of the female employees? How are you going to just decide you're going to masturbate in front of the female staff, ejaculate on them intentionally?
Well, I think, first
come
of all,
on.
wait a minute.
This is what they're doing.
Masturbating is one thing. All the other stuff that's going on is either can be avoided, can be stopped.
But that's the problem. They're not stopping it. You got the male guards
it's never going to
encouraging
stop
it.
because these guys are incarcerated.
But I'm saying this has not always been going on.
Right.
This story goes on to say, like, go back 10 to 15 years when there were still female employees there. You didn't have this problem. This has just been a problem over the last 2 years. I mean, at one point they had ordered specially designed jumpsuits that would prevent them from being able to take their penis out like the way they were doing. But the inmates got creative and threw the jumpsuits in the microwave and burned them up because they're determined that they're going to do what they want to do. But the problem is that the people who could put a stop to it don't. Part of them, they're part of the problem. They're encouraging this behavior. I mean, to just do that stuff, if you're sitting there like an attorney, for example, a female attorney was sitting there talking to a client, and one of the inmates just walked right up behind her and starts doing his thing right behind her and ejaculates all over the back of her chair. And the male guards stand around like they didn't see it. I mean, this is the kind of foolishness going on up in Cook County.
Well, I just think that when the guys are in their cell, that's their part of the world that they own. You know?
No, they don't own it.
Well,
they don't own anything.
The guards
will
will just walk by, and if something being thrown on them, then that's something that has to go to another level of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, you can say that you were just masturbating. I mean, you just so many different alibis to get you out of these stories like that. I mean, because
there is no way you can justify or excuse this behavior on any level. Right. I don't care how you slice it or dice it.
Well,
you know, what they do in the privacy of their own cell is their own business. But when you do this stuff intentionally to provoke the female staff, it's a problem. That's another form of harassment.
But how many female staff gave in?
It wasn't about giving in. They're just doing their job. Like when you have to do a wellness check, when you have to go and check cells to make sure the inmates are in there, that they're not doing anything they're not supposed to. They're doing their job. Or when they go to bring food. They go to bring food, and when they put the food in the slot, they're met with a penis. You know, they're doing all kind of crazy stuff. So all I'm saying is that Cook County needs to get it together. And see, part of the problem is that what's her name, the public defender. She was once. This is a woman, public defender. About 2 years ago, when this problem started, she was the one who rallied for them to have the handcuffs removed when you meet with them or when they come into the courtroom and things of this nature. And that's when all this started up. Because when the inmates were in cuffs at various times, you can't do all that when your hands are handcuffed behind you. So she rallied for them to say, hey, it's not, I don't know what her defense was, but she said, take the handcuffs off at these different times, and now that they got all this freedom, this is what they do with it. So in my mind, the easiest way to correct this is put the handcuffs back on. You can't just walk around with your hands free since you don't seem to know what to do with them. If you're going to do this kind of stuff, then you need to have your hands confined. To me, it's real simple. But anyway, this upsets me. I don't understand how these women are just trying to do their job, and some of the male guards are saying, well, you knew what you signed up for. They signed up to do a job. They didn't sign up to be harassed like this. I bet you if there was men getting harassed, they would have something more to say about it. But anyway.
Maybe they do. Maybe we don't hear about it.
Well, like I said, you don't hear about it. So it must not be happening too much, or they just don't talk, one or the other. But anyway, all right, I'm going to move on. What else do you have?
Very interesting.
It's sad and sick.
Well, we have, let's see here. What's the difference between Donald Trump and Franken, the senator. What's his first name?
Al
Franken. He used to be a comedian on Saturday Night Live, so who could look at him without smiling, without anything he has going on. But I never knew that all these people, all these celebrities, all these millionaires had they have an appetite. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They can't get ready for the big meal. They too busy snacking.
Mm.
So I just think that this situation with Donald Trump and Franken, everybody's just doing their thing. And personally, before I elaborate on that, I think that Donald Trump really should have stayed in the private sector. I think he would have been more financial barrier, but Donald Trump could not help himself with it being a black president. He had to prove that, look, let me get in there, undo what he did, instead of putting together some files of my own, he's just destroying his. You know what I mean? It's like you open the file cabinet, it's just duplicated. Yeah, it's just pitiful.
It is.
And Franken, for example, he was a fraud from the beginning.
You say he was a fraud from the beginning? What do you mean?
Yeah, he was a B comedian. Went up to Minnesota, a little town buried in the snow, and became a senator up there. What is that? The senator of Minnesota? Ex Saturday Night Live comedian? Really? Every time I see him, I can't help but smile, saying, I used to laugh at this guy.
But the people voted for him.
Well, the people.
He said something that they liked.
Yeah, the people in Minnesota.
He said something they
20
liked.
degrees Minnesota. What are you going to do?
Anyway. So now what's the story?
The story is like the White House press secretary, Huckabee, old girl with the uneven eyeshadow, said Friday that it alleged the allegations of sexual harassment against Senator Al Franken, he's a Democrat from Minnesota, are different from those that her boss said during his wrongdoing. All right. A reporter asked Sanders during the daily press briefing if it would be fair for an investigation. And her response was the fact that, maybe the investigation should go on because the two of these really don't compare to one another, yada, 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 yada. Okay?
How did you think of that?
I mean, he said the grab we'll use a more proper word, the vagina. It's clear as day. If you're rich, you just grab the vagina.
Yeah, he said when I see a pretty woman, I just kiss her. I just do what I want and they let me. That's what he said. But she's saying that they're not the same kind of situation. I thought I heard her say because Al Franken admitted it and Trump said he didn't do it. And somehow that makes it different.
Well,
she is delusional.
The news today, the dialogue today, I'm just so glad. I rejoice the fact that that Barack did 8 years, free from a lot of this scandalous money laundering and Russian connections, and Trump should have stayed in the civilian sector. He would have been fine. He would have made twice as much money. Obviously, he'd done some strong dealings with the Russians, okay? Mm-hmm. And now you're trying to deny it like you denied everything else in your life. No, I don't, But I just think that the Trump administration is riding around like a tire with a slow leak. Okay?
That's a good analogy.
It's a slow leak. It has a bad valve. And it's just a matter of time before that leak runs out or that valve breaks or something's going to go down. I'm not wishing no bad luck because the bad luck that happens in there affects the whole country. But I just feel that something is going to go down by somebody he least expects that knows a lot,
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be very, very interesting. the next 3 years. And it hadn't even been a year yet. That's the interesting part about it.
It's just been a year since the election, not for him being in office. But the thing that got me is that he jumped on Twitter first thing in the morning, early in the morning. He's going to get on Twitter and call Al Franken out of his name and called him Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Talking about Frankenstein and, look where his hands were, what was he going to do? Made all these comments and stuff. And I'm like, really?
And here's the man
what is it? The pot calling the kettle black. Why would you even open your mouth when you still got women that are waiting for their accusations to be dealt with, and you're going to jump on there and call him Frankenstein?
Mm-hmm.
And what made it even funnier is that he couldn't even spell Frankenstein right. I'm like, golly, man, if you're going to call somebody out, at least look it up. Spell it right. You jump on Twitter early in the morning talking smack, and you know he didn't say a thing about Roy Moore with his freaky self. He down there messing with teenagers, 14 years old when he was 30. But because he's a Republican, he's not going to say anything about Roy Moore. But because Al Franken was a Democrat, he hopped right on that first thing in the morning. Buzzards. Anyway, you got anything else on that?
No, not really. It really didn't make any sense. Trump he was fired up during his primary. And when you look back, go on YouTube or something and pull up some of Trump's tapes when he was campaigning. He was sweating. He was all into it. He was like the Grand Poobah.
Mm-hmm.
The Grand Poobah, and sent out the message he had on the hat, which was the dog whistle. We determined that the hat was the dog whistle. Everybody trying to be, law-abiding and making their decision for the primary and all. But he comes with his hat of making America. Really should have read white again,
Mm-hmm.
And they fell for it hook, line, and sink, and now everybody's just tripping on the action. They're saying, wow, this is absolutely amazing. So I don't know what to tell you. It's just very scary. How do we sleep at night with everything going on?
I don't know. It's rough. Well, I have another story about remembering Denise McNair. I don't know if people remember her name, but Denise McNair was the 11-year-old African-American girl who was murdered in 1963 in the South, in Birmingham, when the four girls got burned up in the church explosion, the church bombing. She was born, this is Denise McNair now, she was born in Birmingham, Alabama on today, November 17th, but back in 1951. And then on September 15th of 1963, Denise McNair and 3 other girls were killed in a terrorist attack on the 16th Street Church bombing, perpetrated by the Klan, and it marked a turning point in the civil rights movement. 3 men were responsible for McNair's murder, were brought to justice between 1977 and 2002. That's a shame it took that long to bring those men to justice. But on the morning of Sunday, September 15, 1962, 11-year-old Denise McNair was scheduled to participate in the morning sermon. She filed into the basement with 25 other children that were preparing for a sermon that was entitled The Love That Forgives. And at 10:22 a.m., a bomb exploded under the steps of the church. The children in the basement were the closest parishioners to the explosion site and sustained the most severe injuries. 4 girls, including Denise McNair, died in the attack. The other 3 girls were Addie Mae Collins, Carol Robertson, and Cynthia Wesley, who were each 14 years old, and more than 20 people were injured in that blast. So we just want to remember Denise on her birthday and the other 3 young ladies that were killed in that senseless bombing in Birmingham.
Yeah, that is so sad. And the girl, what was she, 6, 7 years old when it happened?
She was 11.
11.
11 years old.
Frozen in time.
And the other 3 girls were 14. All right, you have one last one before we move on?
Yeah, it's about poor Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson, civil rights leader and politician, rather. Reverend Jesse Jackson has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Very early stage of it. He hasn't begun to have any particular shakes or different uncontrollable situations that go on with that.
Wow.
So they're doing their best to make him comfortable with it and teach him about it and give him different nurses and all to be able to help him with the whole situation of that.
Mm. So they said he knew about it for at least a year or two, right?
Yeah.
And he's just now letting people know, or announcing it, I guess.
Yeah, because he felt comfortable during his time frame, to put it out there. So it's going to blow up, because he's a famous guy. I think he's a living legend.
Yeah, definitely.
We have living legends walking amongst us, people like Aretha Franklin and of course,
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. These are all living legends that we don't even appreciate till they're gone. It's sad. It's the only time we see that we have that. I don't know. It's just a mess anymore.
Okay. Well, if you want to join the conversation, you can give us a call tonight at 914-803-4306 and press 1. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're coming back with What's Poppin' with Poppa DD. You're listening to A Pajama Party Show on Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Poppa DD. If you haven't heard of Pajama Party, you're missing out. We got hot topics, hidden Quitter headlines, What's Poppin' with me, weird news, I'm Just Saying with Redwine, Living for the City again with me, the Hollywood Wrap-Up with Ketel, the Cocktail of the Week, the world's famous Kiss It list, and of course, the last word. We serve up each week on the Pajama Party Show, and nobody does it like us. You can call us each week live on Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at 914-803-4306 or listen at www.apajamaparty.com and also follow us on Twitter at apajamaparty.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm one of the hosts, Poppa DD, and I'm here with Redwine.
Bonsoir.
How about that? And the two of us in the studio. And Ketel, is Ketel around, or where is she? Is she back, or what's going on?
I think she's around. I think she dropped in for a minute. Ketel, you around?
Well, hello. How's everyone doing tonight?
Oh, there she is.
Sneaking up like Clara.
She's lurking in the background.
Yeah, had to find me. Had to go find me. It's all good. How's everybody tonight?
Excellent.
We're doing good. We know you'd be here. We started talking about you.
Yeah, I guess we can't talk about her now, but all right. Well,
yeah, ears must have been burning.
Yeah, you know it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're just in time for Poppa DD. He's got something for us tonight for What's Poppin'.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get comfortable.
Uh-oh. So what you going to talk about tonight, Papa?
Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to talk about rich white men at their finest hour.
Uh-oh.
How about that? Okay? So put your seatbelt on and buckle up, boys and girls. Okay? Because we're going to put this one out here. It's pretty strong. Let's start off with let's see. Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell is the commissioner of the National Football League, which, as everybody knows, is one of the most powerful entities in the world. Now, Roger Goodell has 6 months left on his contract. All right? Now, he went to the owners because he works for the owners. The NFL represents the teams. And that whole conglomerate of what you do is fines and all that stuff that go down comes from the NFL because of team behavior and stuff like that. Laws and bylaws are dictated by the NFL administration, which is the subsidiary of all 32 teams. There's only 32 teams out there. So if you're owner of one of those teams, you're one of the most 32 luckiest people in the world. Okay? There's big markets and small markets, and then you have big people and small people. Now, okay, I'm going to tell you this little circle move, and I'm going to make it quick. I ain't going to bore you. I'm going to just keep you excited. Okay? Now, Roger Goodell, his contract was up. Now, Jerry Jones, who is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, that team and that building and that whole franchise is worth like $6 billion. Now, remember, it takes $100 million to make $1 billion. So he's worth like $600 million. Okay, I mean, this is just money that 5 or 6 generations behind you will have. And they can't even mess it up because it's gaining more interest than it's doing anything else. Anyway, now, here's the deal. Jerry Jones was Roger Goodell's biggest fan because he supported him. Now, Roger Goodell said he wants a new contract. He wants $50 million a year in salary. He wants his own private jet, and he wants health insurance for his family for the rest of his life. Okay? And I think it would have been like a 5-year plan. But hell, if you're making $50 million a year, 5 years is all you need. You don't need but 5 more years, okay? So Jerry Jones was all on it. Now, in come Ezekiel Elliott, okay, a.k.a. big-time running back for the Dallas Cowboys. Also, he smacked his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, okay? She wanted to get personal with him. He said, look, I didn't tap that ass. I'm done with you. Move on. She said, I ain't going nowhere. He went, wallop. Okay? So she called the NFL. Now, he was up for a suspension for 6 games. Kept putting it off with the different courts and injunctions stopping it, but all of a sudden it came down. Okay? And Goodell was supporting it because Goodell's trying to look good from other stuff that he got egg in his face on when it came to handling the situation. Case in point, Ray Rice from the Baltimore Ravens when that incident happened in the elevator with his girlfriend and the other guy that beat up his girlfriend. The NFL kind of fluked those up. So now, in the meantime, Roger Goodell went through with it with the judges and everything, and Ezekiel Elliott is out for 6 games. They got hammered last week in their first game. All right, they were winning, doing pretty good, but last week, I forget the team, but they got their ass whooped. Now, they play my Eagles come Sunday night. So, in turn with his best player, Ezekiel Elliott, getting taken out of the game, now Jerry Jones is saying, fuck you, Roger Goodell. Okay? Excuse my language. I just said that to make my story sound better. He said, to hell with you, Roger Goodell. Why did you suspend my best player when I thought we had a deal? I was going to give you a new contract, renew your stuff. So right now, Jerry Jones is pulling away from Roger Goodell's contract, saying the man got 6 months left on his contract. I don't care what happens to his ass. Okay? So rich folks is fighting big time up at the top. So Roger Goodell and Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys, who was almost the leader of that. And Jerry Jones is trying to get the other rich ass on his side, which is Mr. Kraft. You know, you go up, you open up your pantry, and you see all that Kraft stuff in there, macaroni and cheese and all the rest of that stuff. That belongs to the owner of the New England Patriots. Okay? So now Jerry Jones is trying to powwow with Robert Kraft. Get him on his side. But Kraft is saying, oh, you know what? We done been through some stuff with Goodell already with Tom Brady, and we won a Super Bowl last year. So, Jerry Jones, I ain't fucking with you. Okay? So right now, Jerry Jones is the only one out there that's dealing with Roger Goodell. So, it's heavy. Now, let's bring another story in. Let's bring in the man in charge of Papa John's Pizza. This joker here is allegedly supporting the Klan. Okay? The Klan put out a public notice the fact that their Papa John Pizza is the pizza of choice for the right-wing Aryan Nation people. In fact, when they order their pizzas, they get the pepperonis in swastika shape on their pizza. Okay? But anyway, Mr. Papa John came in and said, wait, that's not true. Blah, 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 blah. Now, here's the flip side of his ass. Being the fact that people backed off of the pizza because of the Klan using it as their official pizza, he comes out and says that he's losing money because the black men are kneeling down at the national anthem, which is taken away from the game, which is taken away from his pizza. So instead of blaming the pizza on the Klan, he's blaming it on the Negroes kneeling at the national anthem. Whew. Boy, NFL got some crap going on with them these days. I'm just going to be here to tell you. So that's what I tell you. Listen with the third ear and see with the third eye. Do not live your life in the dark. Do not live your life thinking life is business as usual. It's like this tax plan they got going on right now. I don't understand it because you're not talking to me. You know? All this stuff about, well, we'll say trillions if you have an estate, if you have this, if you got that. Well, talk about something that I have. You know what I mean? Talk about my pay grade. Talk about what's going to happen when I go file taxes. All I'm doing is filing taxes at the end of the year. I'm not playing a tax game like I'm some big old $1 million executive. I mean, the more complicated the tax game gets, it shows that they're not talking about you. Believe me, when they talk about luxury taxes and multi-building taxes, grandioso landlord taxes, in most cases, they're not talking about you. They're not talking about you at all. And it passed already in the House because the House is mostly Republicans, and they're all monkey-see, monkey-do, starring your boy, what's his name, the young kid from the Monsters, Eddie.
Paul Ryan. Paul
Ryan with the widow's peak looking like Eddie Monster. And he does whatever Trump says. He's got a string in his back, and Trump is his puppeteer. So it's just a trip. So now it has to go to the Senate where all the stuff is going on. In the Senate, you got your boy, what's his name, Roy, the one from Alabama.
Moore.
Roy Moore, who's trying to get in there also. Another story, another piggyback on the Senate situation that's going on. So, like I said, just stay tuned to the Pajama Party because we get it in. I mean, we talk about everything that is completely vicious that's going to affect you after a while. And what's going to happen to the saga, I'm going to close out on this. What's going to happen to the saga of this whole Trump administration? This man swore to the Bible on the 20th of January, okay, of 2017. He has not been in office for 1 year yet. He's gone into the file drawer and opened up everything that Barack put out and turned it over, squashed it, stepped on it. He's not doing the job of his own, just pulling out files in the file cabinet saying, oh, what do you do here? And the other day he turned back something where where Barack made it hard for you to do things with the elephant tusks or whatever.
Yeah,
and now Trump is saying, yeah, go ahead, you can bring as many elephant tusks in the world as you want to. Now, what if the elephant tusks that they took out of these elephants had a little amoeba plant up inside of the little tusk, and you got it sitting on your coffee table, and all of a sudden that little bug crawls out there and goes in your little baby's nose or something? I mean, I don't mean to be graphic, but you never know. This is the reason why we're trying to keep this crap out of America. First of all, we don't want people taking the tusk off of the elephants from the beginning, but then they just put the tusk in a warehouse, and who knows what's migrating up inside that ivory. And people want to bring it home and sit on the coffee table and look up in that thing and see what's up in there. I mean, for God's sake, it came out of an elephant's nose, for God's sake. I mean, really? But anyway, I won't talk your head off. That's it for What's Poppin'.
All right, man.
Anyway, we're going to take a break. So if you got any comments you want to get in on the show, give us a call at 914-803-4306. We're here every Friday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Mountain, what is it, 7 o'clock Mountain Time?
You close.
6 o'clock on the West Coast. And Wait a minute. Wait, who
Yeah,
was
that's
that?
the peanut gallery.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's 9:15 CP time.
Anyway. All right, we'll be right back with the weird news.
All right.
This is the Pajama Party coming to you live. What's on your mind? Call us on 914-803-4306. Got an opinion? Or just want to say hello to the crew? Hello! You know what to do. Call 914-803-4306. If you just want to listen to the show online, go to www.apajamaparty.com and click the banner in the upper right corner. But if you want to talk to the crew, you need to call us on 914-803-4306 and press 1. We'll get to your call as soon as possible. It's nothing but fun and a pillow fight every Friday night at the Pajama Party. And remember, PJs only, no clothes allowed. Now back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party. Bartender, another round for the house. Thank you, darling.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm your host, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
You out there, Ketel? All right, Ketel. Ketel's Ketel's not in the studio tonight. She's out on location. I think she's collecting some bull semen that we're going to be testing.
Oh, no, not again.
Yeah, we're going to be using that as a conditioner for the hair. So I think you're out. You're the bull semen.
Yeah, I'm back here again. It must be something about this place.
You love that semen, girl. And Redwine's here.
Oh, thank you.
Redwine's in the studio with me. And
I just work here.
We're going to do our segment on the weird news. Go ahead, Redwine. You want to do that first?
Okay. I'll go first. Okay, I've got a man accused of snapping chicken's neck at a Target store. This is so weird. This is in Honolulu. A 56-year-old man is accused of snapping a chicken's neck in front of a Hawaii Target store after he was asked to leave because he brought a dead blackbird in the store with him. Wow. Walter Anderson was arrested November 3rd, shortly after employees say he killed the chicken that was in the tree near the Target. Then he grabbed another chicken from the tree.
From the tree?
Wow. Yeah, I guess they were hanging out by the tree. He grabbed another chicken from the tree and walked to the bus stop with it.
Oh, this is in Honolulu.
Yeah, in Honolulu.
Okay.
Chickens are just running around.
Okay.
So he pleaded not guilty on Thursday to second-degree cruelty to animals and was released after posting $300 bail. Target employees allowed him to purchase the items in his cart despite him waving a dead black bird at people. But then they asked him to leave, and that's when he snapped the chicken's neck before walking away carrying another chicken. I don't know what to say about this. This is crazy. An employee told the police that the man killed the chicken for no apparent reason. And they said he was shouting profanities at the chicken.
All right over there?
You all right over there, Redwine? Are you okay?
These crazy stories are just...
She's got a personal attachment to that one.
These things are just crazy. Like, why are you cursing out a chicken and then you gonna kill it?
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I'm gonna have to put him on the kiss it list. Walter Anderson. That's all I have.
Well, Walter Anderson, we gonna put him on the kiss it list?
I sure am.
Yeah, our kiss it list is something we put together throughout the show, and we have a song designed strictly for that. Let me go on my story here.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right, next story in our weird news is a cocky Navy pilot makes a sky penis over Washington State.
Oh,
this
boy.
This is the airplanes that kick out smoke from the exhaust. Okay, a Navy crew that made giant sky drawings of penises while flying over Oklahoma County, Washington, will be held accountable for their obscene actions, Navy officials say. Okay, the drawings appeared Thursday evening, quickly attracting attention from locals like Romaine Durant. Durant told the Spokesman Review, which is a newspaper in Washington State, he was running errands when he saw a jet start to make a design in the sky with a little small fighter plane that was exhausting. But what they do is they let their fuel out, and when it hits the air, it kind of makes a smoke. But after it made the circle at the bottom, he knew that he immediately started laughing. He said, and it was pretty funny to see that. He didn't expect something like that. Other people that were looking up, one mother told the newspaper that after her daughter looked up and saw it, and she felt like she had to explain the male anatomy to her really earlier than she expected because his design was so good. And when the daughter asked what it was, the mother was so embarrassed that she had to explain it. Then she took the daughter to the side and explained what a penis was and all. This is weird news, man. This is crazy. Okay, so Navy officials apologized to the county via TV. Something wouldn't happen again. They will take appropriate action against that pilot.
Wow.
Whew, that's amazing.
This is why it's called the weird news. I don't know.
I tell you what. What does it say about that pilot for drawing the perfect penis? You think he'd be drawing some vaginas up in there, but what are you gonna do? I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, this is the adult late night show called the Pajama Party. So, you got a story you want to talk about? Or?
Yeah, if you guys could see the picture on this crazy thing here, it's one of a kind car that has strangely been converted to look like a dog. Yes, a dog is up for sale and drawing lots of attention on social media. You guys have to pull it up. This is this AstroTurf covered 2011 Nissan Micra is available from UK auto dealership for the bargain price of $5,000. I'm
but
like,
it looks
okay,
like a
y'all
dog.
crazy. Looks like a dog. It's covered in the AstroTurf. Yep, it's a Nissan. Yep, 2011. In addition to the custom turf skin, the dog, quote-unquote, dog car also features a motorized wagging tail, makes dog noises, and comes equipped with a built-in bone on the roof. The crazy canine ride is actually totally normal on the inside with no pooch-themed alterations and has very low mileage on it. It is listed as having a manual transmission of potential issues for those who don't want to drive stick with the dog car.
That is crazy.
It goes on to say the sweet ride was part of a recent acquisition of another dealership by the customer seller, Platinum Car Center. It goes on to say, I only took the garage over 2 weeks ago, and it was left as part of the takeover, dealership owner says. He says, I put it up on Facebook, and it's had a lot of attention within the 24-hour post. 700 comments.
Yeah, but nobody bought it.
No, not yet. Not yet. I guess he'll find a home soon. I mean, somebody might buy it for a good promotional thing if they open a dog shop or something like that. That might be pretty cool. So, but
yeah, I guess if you had a mobile dog grooming business, you could ride around in it.
Yeah. It almost looks like it's more like a Volkswagen. That's what it looks like. But I mean, from the tires to the front end, it looks like the nose of a dog and everything. It's amazing. It's funny.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to pass on that.
Okay. It's called the crazy dog car that barks and wags its tail up for sale.
Gracious.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Ketel. Thank you for sharing.
Finally, our last weird news is this is actually a local story because we record our show in the Washington, D.C. area. This is from Columbia, Maryland. This is where a girl broke into a drive-thru in McDonald's. In fact, I think I saw this on the local news the other day. The story reads that a suspect has surrendered in a McDonald's break-in where the woman squeezed her way through a drive-through window. You had to see this woman. This woman, first of all, had like a double D 45. 40.
Yeah, she was a thick woman.
She was thick in her.
I don't know how she got through that
now,
little window.
Now, the chest size, does that come in even or odd numbers? Is that even? So if I say...
Usually even numbers.
Even numbers. So if I say 44, 46, I'll be good?
Yeah.
Okay. So see, I think she was 46 double D, and you seen her big chest come in first in the window, and it's all you was seeing was his chest coming, and you was trying to figure out what this was about, you know, and where was the people at, because she had plenty of time to squeeze in.
The place was closed.
It was closed?
Yeah, the McDonald's
okay. Well, I didn't
was
read the whole story. But anyway, I'm going to read the story, and we'll elaborate afterwards. All right, a suspect has surrendered in McDonald's break-in where a woman squeezes her way through a drive-in window. Police said in a statement that 27-year-old Jessica Marie Cross of Springdale, Maryland, imagine that.
I know people in that area.
Yes, we do. Turned herself in to officials Thursday in Maryland's Howard County. Okay, she was charged with burglary and theft. Okay, widely screened surveillance video. It was very clear as a bell. Of the November 5th burglary shows a woman worming her way into a McDonald's drive-through window in Columbia, Maryland, through the unlocked window. That must have been an inside job for that joint to be unlocked at the closing hours. Okay, it also shows her helping herself to a soft drink and making off with a box of items, including all type of, I guess it was, if it was closed, then it must have been uncooked meat and bread and things of this nature. She's seen in the video.
She took some Happy Meal toys.
Really? Yeah, she's seen in the video handing a box to someone in a car outside the window. Okay, so there was an assailant with her. Okay, but police say that Cross stole about $1,400 in cash and merchandise, a purse, food, and, like you said, Happy Meal toys. Mm-hmm. Investigators say that Cross is seen on the video attempting to remove her fingerprints and trying to disable the surveillance system. All right?
Yeah, too late for that. They got her, real, like you said, clear as a bell on that video.
No arraignment date has been set yet, but old girl's going down for that one. Yeah, but it's very clear, very thick woman squeezing through a very small window.
I don't know how she did it.
Well,
but she definitely had an accomplice, because somebody was out there in that car. When she put that box up in the window, you could see the arms, 2 arms reached up and were taking the box, trying to do something with the box.
But the backside of this story, when they did interview her husband, who encouraged her to turn herself in, her husband said that she did have a drinking problem and that she was drunk at the time when she did it. And like anything else, you know, alcohol has its woes and it has its downward spiral. So we hope that the young lady gets the help that she needs. And, you know, nobody was hurt or injured and there was no gun pulled on nobody. So
yeah, well, you might want to find out who else was in that car.
Well,
I ain't trying to start anything.
Let's worry about her right now. Anyway, we're going to take a break and we're going to come back with Redwine segment, which is called I'm Just Saying. So.
All right, we'll be right back.
It's another Friday night at the Pajama Party Show, and we're here with our PJs on because you know we don't allow clothes in here. If you enjoyed the Pajama Party Show, why not invite a friend or tell a neighbor to tune in right now? Go ahead and text them. I'll wait. Tell them to call us right now at 914-803-4306. And if they want to join in on the conversation, tell them to press 1 so that we'll know they have something to say. We'd love to meet your neighbors, friends, and relatives, so send them a text, email them, or call them up and tell them to join us for the Pajama Party live on Blog Talk Radio. The more the merrier. Or is it Misery Loves Company? Or whichever. Tell them to call us up on 914-803-4306 if they just want to listen, or press 1 if you want to join the conversation. Now let's get back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party Show while I try to find out who hid the belt from my robe. I tell you the truth. Y'all know you're so wrong for that.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Hello, Ketel. All right, Ketel's not on location. She's hanging out. And Redwine here in the studio with me. Okay, yeah. Ketel, get me out of here, really. This girl.
It's Friday
night. Is this how you act when I'm not there, Redwine? What's up with you?
I got to hold it down because you aren't here.
She started seeing this French guy. He's all up in her. He's all up in her.
Parlez-vous français?
Yeah, she's speaking French and everything.
Anyway.
He's all up in her.
Pardon-moi.
Oh, see, here we go again. Look at that. Damn.
Anyway, I'm just saying tonight I want to talk about something you touched on earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about these elephants.
Okay.
You know, I have a soft spot for people and animals who cannot defend themselves. So my topic tonight is, if you want a trophy, play team sports. That's my topic. Now, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is planning to reverse the ban on importing elephant hunting trophies from two countries in Africa. That's Zimbabwe and Zambia. Now, trophies from these elephants hunted in those countries were banned by the Obama administration in 2014. And you know why? Because the African elephant is classified as vulnerable. They are on the list of being a threatened species. So how these numbskulls think that hunting these elephants is somehow going to help the situation, I'm not understanding that logic at all. Do they think that by hunting the elephants, that's going to make the elephants say, oh, man, they're killing us, we better hurry up and reproduce faster? I don't think so. Those elephants are very social creatures. They're minding their business. Why? Anyway, let me calm down because this stuff makes me angry. So these so-called trophies that people want to collect are any part of the elephant once they kill it. They will take the tusk, the tail, the ears, whatever else they think that they can display, the head. You know, you've seen them in movies. People actually do that. Take the whole head and mount it on a plaque and hang it somewhere in their house because it's a trophy. You know, it makes them, I don't know what it makes them feel, but it proves that they conquered this large animal. So all I'm saying is, if you want a trophy, how about you play team sports and you'll get one that way? Why don't you do that? Leave the elephants alone. Now, Mr. 45 in the White House has previously spoken out against hunting, but only after photos of his two older sons, Junior and Eric, showed up online and people criticized him so much. Now, this was back in 2012. So after people criticized Don Jr. holding the tail of an elephant as his trophy, Trump tweeted, well, I'm not a hunter and I don't approve of killing animals. I strongly disagree with my sons who are hunters, but they acted legally and did what lots of hunters do. So he felt like, you know, then that's cool. They didn't do anything against the law. But how about against humanity? You know, why does it have to always be about the law? You need to look out for humanity. So these hunters, like I said, they want to hunt the elephants, cut off body parts, use them for trophies. You know, I'm just saying, you know, here's what's crazy about it. The main reason that the ban was put in place in the first place is not just because the elephants were on the brink of becoming extinct, but because the governments of Zambia and Zimbabwe were in so much disarray, they couldn't even administer the whole hunting regulation and the money that's associated with it. The entire situation was completely out of hand. And now one of those countries is dealing with a whole coup and a takeover situation. So clearly they're not stable in the government. So why would you think now that lifting the ban that they'll be able to handle things like the licensing and regulations and the money that comes back and forth from hunting and allowing it? If they still have corruption and they can't even get their government stabilized, they're not ready to handle that stuff. That's why one of the reasons why the ban was put in place by the Obama administration. But Mr. 45 can't see straight when anything has Obama's name on it. It's like he just goes into a frenzy and just has to get rid of it, erase it. Doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to get rid of it. So all I'm saying is this. If you hunters want trophies, go play team sports. Get yours at the end of the season. Put that on your mantle. And if you want a trophy wall, if you can't play sports and you're clumsy or you're just weak, why don't you go to the store and buy one? You can get them printed to say whatever you want it to say. Number one, this, ultimate, that, it doesn't matter. Go buy your freaking trophy. Leave the elephants alone. I'm just wondering, like, why you want to mess with the elephants? What did they do to you? Did they steal your man? Did they steal your woman? Did they break up your little happy home? Did they make your kids get kicked out of school? What did these elephants do to you? They're gentle, beautiful animals, the gentle giants of Africa. Is that what offends you, hunters? Simply because they're from Africa? Is that the problem? I'm just saying, if you want a trophy, again, go play team sports. Go buy one. Do what else you got to do. Leave the elephants alone. This is Redwine, and that's all I'm saying. Messing with my elephants.
Okay. That's a little elephant. What's
all right.
on there?
World famous
That was
red
a good
wine.
Red wine.
What do you got
That was a
messed
good
with the
one.
elephants?
Yeah.
They'd be messed up if those elephants got together and stampeded all of them.
And they will.
Lord. Don't do that.
Remember Tarzan could make them do it? In those Tarzan movies, Tarzan would make that sound, and those elephants would all go charging in one direction.
They sure would. He had a yodel or a call or something. He had it going on.
And we need to get Tarzan. I'm gonna look him up on Twitter, see if I can find him. Tell him he needs to go get the elephants together.
I wish you luck.
All right. Well, we're going to move right over to Poppa DD, Living for the City. You ready for it, Papa?
Yeah, I want to talk about...
elephants?
Nah, yeah, in some respect. I just sat back the other day on my regular gig, and I witnessed one of my coworkers I've been working with for a few years now, and this man is such a bully, and it just was such a take back on the way he was training this brand new person in the office. This young lady is obviously very conscientious and all, but he goes in on her where he just wants to just like control her from the very beginning, and it was just so, oh my God, I sat there, I almost had to put earplugs in my ear so I wouldn't hear the stuff he was saying, and I entitled this to Stop Directing Traffic. A lot of people that are in the job market today, it seems like that if you've been at your job for a long time and you've learned to master your particular craft, and I wouldn't even say the word master, let's not even go there, that's attached to slavery crap, so we're going to leave that alone. If you know your job pretty well, in most cases on our job, we basically do the same thing every day, okay? We just do it a different way sometimes. We do it this way, that way, whatever, what have you. And we end up, doing it all kinds of different ways. They always say that you know your job well when everything that comes through the fax machine, you know where it goes, okay? And the young lady was doing her best on the job, just trying to do this here. So the gentleman started talking to her about the phone, how to answer the phone, or when to answer the phone. She's a clerk for him. And he said to her that after the phone rings 3 times, if I'm not in the area, if I come out of the area, don't answer it. Let it ring at least 3 times first to see if I'm going to pick it up, if I'm going to come back in the room and pick it up. If not, pick it up on the 4th ring. And I'm listening to this crap saying, this is your clerk, and that's what she's supposed to do, answer the phone. But this gentleman is so egotistical, controlling, self-centered, off the chain, and I'm sitting on the other side of the room like losing my mind. You know what I mean? Just losing my mind. And it just goes as a whole. I read a story earlier about the sheriff in Culpeper. Was it Culpeper? Mm-hmm. Culpeper, Virginia. So when you go through Culpeper, Virginia, watch yourself. They got a real racist sheriff up there, from what I hear. He's a bully. He's a mess. He's everything. We not gonna mention his name because we not gonna give him no respect. So, and a lot of his deputies have been leaving and going other places because he's a mess. And my whole subject tonight is on the whole bully aspect in the job market, where how dare you go to work thinking that you have any more rights than anybody else in that office when everybody's there to just make a living. We're just there to make a living. You're not there to paint a portrait. You're not there to sing a lullaby. You're not there to do anything that has to do with anything more or less than anybody else is there for. If you're making more money than the person next to you, so be it. But life's about money management. Somebody can make $12,000, $15,000 a year and go home and be happy. You know, happiness doesn't have a price tag on it because love, with money you can't buy love or happiness. So therefore, never link money with love or happiness. Please put them on two different sides of the room. So anyway, this gentleman is telling this young lady, and and then he's telling her other things about when we do reports and write up reports on things. You know, if it's a simple report, you can do it, but I'll check it. But if it's a more difficult report, let me do it, and I'll show you how I did it. And, I mean, it was just turning my stomach. I was like, Negro, please. And this is a black man talking to a black woman up in there. And I'm saying, man, you are, like, underestimating, underrepresenting, undermining this young lady to the max. I think that growth is something that we need to share with people. Each one teach one. If I got knowledge or another way to do things, I'm going to teach you. Because, see, when my ass go on vacation and I take my ass to New Orleans or anywhere else I may go, you're going to be running the place while I'm gone. So I need you to have your stuff together so when I leave, you got this. I'm not hovering you. And knowledge, man, at the end of the day, I'm leaving all the knowledge in the room because when I come back in the room the next day, I need new knowledge. I'm not focusing on what I'm hovering or focusing on what I got or focusing the things I have. Knowledge should be, you need to let your mind be free so it can open up to new and better things. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to get off my soapbox here, but
all right.
Just we're going to put that on the kiss list also.
I got office bullies.
The bullies in the office, whoever you may be, whether you're the employee or the boss, and say good morning to people when you come in the room. Just please, just start the day off with a greeting. It don't cost you nothing. You ain't got to be the most elaborate person in the room. You just say good morning. It doesn't cost you a thing. Or as old folks say good morning to me. I didn't sleep with you last night. So anyway,
okay, now
that's it for Liv.
Had it with the office bullies.
Oh my goodness, they're just off the chain.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Good words of wisdom.
Well,
yeah, that was a good one.
All right.
You want to take a break, Ketel? You got
yeah,
anything
take
for
a little CC. Yeah, take a little CC break.
All right, we'll be right back.
All righty.
Je suis Ben Rouge. This is Redwine. And if you haven't heard of the Pajama Party Show, you have been missing out. We've got hot topics, hit it and quit it headlines, what's poppin' with Poppa DD, weird news, and I'm just saying with me, living for the city with Poppa DD, and the Hollywood wrap-up with Ketel, the cocktail of the week, my favorite, and the world-famous Kiss It list, and of course, the last word. We serve it up every week on A Pajama Party Show, and nobody does it like us. You can call us each week live on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern at 914-803-4306, or you can listen live online at www.apajamaparty.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at A Pajama Party.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Bonsoir. On the Champs-Élysées. Bonsoir.
What does all that mean anyway?
I don't know.
We're gonna go with Ketel with the Hollywood wrap up. You ready for us?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Cool.
All right. What's happening in La La Land?
We got some interesting stuff going on. Well, as you guys know, the Papa, he probably knows because I'm quite sure he keeps up on this. The Victoria's Secret fashion show is coming up. And Katy Perry and Gigi Hadid was supposed to be there. Katy Perry was going to perform, and Gigi Hadid, she's a model. Unfortunately, they got denied visas. The lingerie brand's annual fashion show is to take place in Shanghai, China. And while the 33-year-old pop star, she was set to perform at the event, she was denied a visa.
Really?
So it goes on to say China apparently took issue with a dress Perry wore during a 2015 performance in Taipei. That's the capital of Taiwan.
Yeah, she's a hottie.
You have to be covered up in some more stuff in China. And also, in addition to Perry, the 22-year-old model, Gigi Hadid, she's not going to be there also. She's not going to walk down the runway. It goes on to say Hadid was also denied entry into the country after the seemingly made fun of Buddha on an Instagram story earlier this year. She goes on to say it hurts. Yeah, she says it hurts me. It hurts me to hurt anyone, and I want you all to know that it was never my intent to offend anyone through my actions, and I sincerely apologize. Really? Okay.
Okay.
She says I have the utmost respect and love for the people of China. Okay, but y'all doing some crazy shit though. So the article goes on to say Perry and Hadid, they're not the first celebrities to be denied to go in China. Remember Justin Bieber? He was denied also. He couldn't go into China some time ago. Yeah, so he did something crazy then. Yeah. But they have replaced them. Miguel and Harry Styles are set to perform this year's Victoria's Secret. Yep, Miguel. He's going to perform at the fashion show. So that show is going to go on November the 28th. So look for that. Also in Hollywood news, Jordan Sparks is expecting her first child with husband Dana Isaiah.
They got married.
A double dose of congrats is in order for pop star Jordan Sparks and her husband Dana Isaiah. The former American Idol winner announced that she jumped the broom with her beau in July 16, 2017, and they're expecting their first child this spring. So she secretly got married in July. Excuse me.
Well, they kept that under wraps, didn't they?
Yep. Sparks told the celebrity news publication that once she met her husband, she knew they were soulmates. She goes on to say, when I'm with him, I feel comfortable in safety and calm and peace. Okay. A month after they eloped in front of an intimate group of friends, the couple found out they were pregnant. She goes on to say it's been really crazy because it's been really crazy since everything changes. I guess when you're married, everything changes, she's saying. So he is 25 and she's 27. So, yep. She was dating a rapper Sage, the Gemini, but they split after 10 months. That was back in 2016.
Okay.
So we'll see how this goes. In more news, couple that's not together, they're going to break off a 10-year relationship. Jennifer Hudson may not have her fairy tale ending with David Ortega. After all, the couple have broken up and ended their relationship after 10 years. I'm like, come on, 10 years, and you haven't got married yet.
Wow. That's
they have been in the process. I'm sorry?
I was wondering what happened with that, because I knew they were engaged or something at one time, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off.
That's okay. They have been in process of ending their relationship for a number of months. Today, Jennifer requested and received a protective order against her ex-fiancé. Jennifer's actions are solely taken in the best interest of their son. David's attorney, he says he released this. David Ortega has been trying to negotiate the terms of an applicable parenting agreement with Ms. Hudson. Goes on to say that David, being the child's primary caregiver, while Miss Hudson pursued her career all over the world, Miss Hudson decided to file a meritless petition for order of protection. That's just, I guess, to gain leverage. But, you know, if you haven't heard anything about him doing anything to the child, you know, abusing the child, anything like that, so he's a good parent. So her to have a protective order out on him, really, I mean, I think it's going to probably be a mutual, you know, custody with those two. Because he was taking care of the child when she was on tour. So, I mean, it sounds like he kind of put his career on hold for the child.
She's still on tour. She's on The Voice and everything else. So.
Right. The little boy, he's 8 years old, so we'll see.
He's 8 already?
Yep, he's 8, yep. If they had a 10-year relationship, so a couple of years after the relationship, they had a child, yes. And one last note. You guys know Gene Simmons from KISS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been a favorite guest on Fox News and Fox Business Network programs, which couldn't get enough of his outrageous rock star antics mixed with conservative politics. Has been banned for life from the right-leaning cable channels. Fox finally,
What happened?
Fox finally had enough of Simmons after he crudely insulted female Fox staffers, taunted them and exposed his chest, and otherwise behaved like the demon character he plays on stage. Management was not amused, and Simmons' photograph was promptly posted at the security desk saying, "Do not admit this character."
Wow.
It goes
Isn't that why they brought him on board?
I'm not sure. It says,
it goes
on to say that, right, but it goes on to say the trouble started Wednesday morning after the birth name, his birth name is Chaim Witz, Chaim, Chaim Witz. I never knew that. Who dressed like, he dresses like a preening teenager at 68, appeared on Fox morning show to promote his new book, his book on power. It says things seemed to be going well enough when Simmons jumped up from the Fox and Friendship couch to help meteorologist Janice Dean. She posted, on Twitter, he helped her and this and that. But I guess he started tripping. He said the lunatics have taken over the insane asylum when respected business entities such as yourself ask guys that like to stick their tongues out.
Yeah, he got a long tongue.
But that's his trademark thing.
It is. So, I don't know. He started tripping. I think he really started tripping. I think whatever acid or whatever he took that morning, he started tripping.
I think he just started being himself, and they didn't know what to do.
I think you're right. But, so he's banned for life from the Fox station. Yeah, you're right. So.
Well, good for him.
So I guess he got to find something else to do. He got to go on another station and that crazy then.
He'll find
he will.
That's so weird.
That's my Hollywood wrap up for tonight.
Okay, good one, Ketel. Appreciate it.
All right.
I love when we get some good stuff. That was a juicy one. Ooh, got to get a napkin after that one.
I'm sorry, I did forget to mention my girl Mary J. Blige is in a movie called Mudbound. It's on Netflix, and you can pre-order it through Amazon. It's called Mudbound. It's about two men returning from home, World War II, to work on a farm in a rural Mississippi, where they struggle to deal with racism and adjusting to life after the war. So check that out, Mudbound, with my girl Mary J. Blige in it.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a caller. I'm going to pick up this caller real quick before we go to what's next, Cocktail of the Week. Okay, caller, go right ahead. You're live on the Pajama Party Show. Go right ahead with your comment.
How y'all doing? It's caller check-in.
Hey, thank you for checking in. How are you?
Okay, I'm trying to find out something. Is Serena supposed to get married this weekend or next weekend?
I think she got married this weekend. Serena? Didn't she already get married, or is it this weekend?
She got married yesterday in New Orleans. Yep, in New Orleans.
Serena.
Yep.
Is she really?
She didn't invite me. She didn't invite me.
Oh, you didn't get your invitation?
No, I didn't get my invitation.
Oh, we'll have to show you the pictures that we took because we all got invited.
Oh. Did y'all take my boy with y'all? Did y'all take him too?
Well, you know, they confiscated all the cameras, so we really couldn't get any pictures, but we have mental pictures.
Oh, okay.
All right, caller. Thanks for checking in.
Okay.
All right. We're going to move on down the line to the cocktail of the week. Who's got the cocktail this week? Is it me or you, Ketel?
I can take it. No problem.
Okay. All right. Go for it. What you got for us?
It's called the Paradise Cocktail. Okay. Sounds pretty good.
All right.
It's the ingredients are 1.5 cups of ice, 1.5 ounces of gin, your favorite gin. I like Bombay Sapphire. 1 ounce of apricot brandy, and 2 ounces of orange juice, and a twist of lemon for garnish. So you would fill a cocktail shaker with ice, pour in your favorite gin, your apricot brandy, and fresh orange juice. Shake well, then strain into a chilled glass. Garnish with a twist of a lemon if you like. Sounds good. Looks good, too. Guys, got to check it up on our website.
Yeah, what's it called again?
The Paradise Cocktail.
All right. Paradise in a glass. I like it.
It looks nice and dainty.
All right. Let's see. Poppa DD, tell us about the Kiss It list and who's on it this week.
All right, Kiss It list is the list we put together of everybody that showed their butt hiney over the last week or so. And we have a song dedicated to them. And so far on the Kiss It list, we'll make it fast because we're running short on time here. We have Trump for tweeting about Senator Al Franken sexual harassment, pot calling the kettle black straight up. Ryan Burmask and Bobo de Cosmo, owners of the Asian Fusion restaurant in Johannesburg,
two white guys,
South African.
These two white guys opened up an Asian Fusion restaurant, and they named it Me So Horny.
Me So Horny, okay.
Offended all the Asian people.
Oh, okay. And Stephen Beadle, head of Florida's Democratic Party, for resigning after being bashed for inappropriate behavior toward women. He just got a job in January.
Oh, yeah. Staffers said they all knew, don't leave him alone in a room with the women, because he was going to cut up.
And it came true.
Yep. And
we got Carla Moss. That's the black woman that put together this network where they want white people to come meet a black person or something she's doing. It's like, really? Come on now. What are we? She's taking us like we're some kind of species, like we're aliens that we came out of the forest or something and come meet a black person. Girl, are you tripping? Anyway, Cook County for not protecting the female staffers from the prisoners that are jerking off in front of them or what have you. I think Redwine wrote this. And Roger Goodell for being, Roger Goodell is just being greedy. I think it's really Jerry Jones is acting the fool, but we'll do Roger Goodell,
and
Kraft,
Jerry Jones.
Everybody. Walter Anderson for killing chickens at Target in Honolulu. Snapping them by the neck and bringing them in the store or something?
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Wow, okay.
Crazy.
And the officer in Culpeper, the sheriff.
Yeah.
And he's harassing the hell out of that whole sheriff's department. They're quitting and leaving and everything. And all the bullies on the job and everything.
And the hunters killing elephants for trophies.
Killing elephants for trophies.
All of you are on the Kiss It list.
Yes, and this song is for you.
Kiss my entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss
my ass.
You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass.
Well, you can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever-loving country ass. That's right.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. One of those Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel
Hello.
and Redwine.
What it is.
All right.
All right. What's your last word, Papa?
My last word is I'm wishing good health to my father once again. Hopefully he's sustaining himself and keeping himself in a good perspective as he ages gracefully, and hopefully he's continuing to get better every day.
And my last word is all the hunters collecting elephant parts for trophies, cut it out. You want a trophy, go buy one. Get on a sports team. Leave those elephants.
Go to Russia, get you a wife.
Over to you, Ketel.
Is that your last word, Reem?
Oh, and shout out to Blake for being awarded the sexiest man alive.
I know that's
Blake.
right.
Sheldon?
Blake Shelton, yeah.
Yeah,
People magazine.
Blake Shelton.
Flash.
Yeah, the one that points at himself all the time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right.
What's your last word, Ketel?
Well, my last word is kind of a sentimental thing. Don't want to get all mushy and stuff like that, but I just want to say today marks about almost 20 years that an angel came down to take the smartest man I know home to meet the man upstairs. He showed me the world, taught me how to value family and friends. May my father rest in peace. He was a great father and husband. I love my dad. Also, to the second smartest man I know, my brother, Dwayne L. Worsley. Stay strong and keep your head to the sky, as Earth, Wind, and Fire says. That's my last word.
All right.
That's beautiful.
Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. Visit the website at apajamaparty.com and get the cocktail of the week recipe and listen to previous episodes. And join us next Friday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll be here. Hope you are too. And with that, we'll say goodnight. Say goodnight, Papa.
Good night. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Say goodnight, Ketel.
Good night.
And good night, everybody.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so.
I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of jazz.
Well, I say when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko. Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. Pajama party, grown and sexy. Join the party. Pajama party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. Pajama party, grown and sexy. Join the party. Pajama party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. Pajama party.